Stacks is one of my most bullish projects, and today we'll dive into analyzing why I think this coin may hit all-time highs and even break out and reach new all-time highs in this upcoming bull run. So Stacks is a Bitcoin layer 2 and has an upcoming Nakamoto upgrade in about 2 weeks. What this will do is reduce the block times from about 10 minutes per block to just a few seconds and will make the block transactions irreversible. This is very important for Stacks and is going to make it a leading coin moving forward. And so looking at the recent technical analysis on Stacks, we'll start on a more micro scale, which is probably looking at around the last 200 days, which is pretty much what most coins have been trapped in, sort of a descending channel or a descending wedge, depending on, I guess, how well it's been performing. And we can see clearly that it has broken out just here and has confirmed the breakout and moved higher and put in a pretty good 40% return just in a few 26 days. But obviously we have seen this big sideways movement / downwards movement, and we saw about a 70% correction, which is, quite a lot, but Bitcoin trended sideways in this time and trended downwards as well. So it made sense for coins to bleed against Bitcoin, and ultimately this is what we saw. Another thing to note is that obviously Stacks did perform very well in the start of this bull run, which is something that I'll get to a bit later, which is pretty important. So we can see from this bottom here, STX was about 40 cents and has moved up to nearly an 8x, up to $3.80 in 200 days. So not that long amount of time, and a very, very good return. And in that time, there was not really big corrections. There was obviously 20% correction here, 34%. That's kind of big, 38. No real massive corrections, and definitely no long duration corrections. These are very sharp corrections, and then straight up again, and then sort of straight down, straight up, which is sort of the way Stacks tends to move. You can see a lot of these sharp increases here, very short amount of time, straight up. It just seems to be the way that STX moves for whatever reason, which is why if you miss buying opportunities, you can sort of miss these pumps, because they can happen very, very quickly. And now that we've broken out of this trend line, which you can see that we hit about 6 or 7 times, had a fake out here and went straight back in, and then eventually we've now broken out. So very bullish on a technical analysis perspective. And then here is a much broader macro perspective. You can see we're in this, I guess it's an upwards channel. This is a very long time frame. I'm on the logarithmic chart as well, but this level's obviously about $4-ish range, and breaking out of this would be obviously just very bullish moving forward. So one thing I like about Stacks is that coin performed very well early in this bull run, which I think is really important. When you look at a lot of coins, you can sort of get an indication, I believe, if they're going to perform well in the second half of this bull market, if they did perform well early, because I think that sort of just gives an indication of what is going to perform well later if it's already performed well early in this run. So obviously Bitcoin for about the last 200 days has been mostly trending sideways / downwards, and altcoins, especially altcoins that had a really good run, had a pretty good big correction. And yeah, as I said, STX this is Jan 2023, saw very sharp move. Like, this is 77 days, and we saw a 5x, and then not too long, and then obviously a correction, 60-70%, which seems very similar to what we saw here, what we've seen here. And then, as I said, very quickly again, from these 2 points is 160 days, and we saw a 6x. So Stacks does move very rapidly, right? It is quite volatile. It sees these corrections, but then it sees very sharp movements to the upside as well. So very sort of bullish there. And we look at Stacks against Bitcoin, because obviously you invest in altcoins because you want them to outperform Bitcoin and other altcoins, but obviously especially Bitcoin. And straight away you can just see from this chart, there's some clear sort of trends that we see with Stacks. So it's sort of slowly bleeding against Bitcoin for however long this is. This was about a year, and then instantly within 40 days, a huge pump, right? And this is what I said before about how Stacks moves, how it trends. It sort of moves very quickly, up or down, and then again, another sort of slow bleed against Bitcoin, and then rapidly up, and then once we've seen again, slow bleed. So this may indicate that we will see this sharp increase moving forward, and then you can probably draw a line here as well, saying that we are in this uptrend. If you wanted to, so you can see we are in this uptrend, and we might see a move to the upside again. So Stacks, as I said, definitely a coin that I'm watching. I'm personally investing in this coin. I think it's got a pretty bright future. A lot of people, I think, would agree. The beauty of Stacks is that you're able to liquid stake your stacks on Stacking DAO, and you're able to earn points through doing that, and you'll earn about 9% staking rewards. And then you can also provide liquidity into farms on DeFi protocols such as Bitflow as well, and then you can also accrue points there. So there's just ways of accruing not only points but also more stacks through staking, and then potentially these projects will hopefully launch an airdrop eventually. That's the whole sort of idea, that hopefully they launch an airdrop. So you just opening up yourself to more opportunities, and then if they do airdrop, you might get a nice reward alongside hopefully XTX price return and the staking rewards as well. So definitely a project that I'm very bullish on, something that I'm going to be watching over the next sort of few months, which I'm not going to lie, I'm very bullish over the next few months. September is typically not a great month, but so far we've seen a pretty good September, and we're nearly finished. And then we move into October, November, December, which if you watch like one of my previous videos, I discussed sort of the Bitcoin market. And October, November, basically Q4 is a very bullish time. And a lot of people are hanging out for the altcoin market, so the altcoin season. And I think STX will definitely be a leading figure in that area. So let me know what you think of Stacks. I think a lot of people are very bullish on this project and think it has a bright future. So let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you hanging out, and yeah, see you later.